Hi, welcome to my channel, Talk Yakutero. Today is November 11th, 2025. So before I get started, I actually want to say Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. And it's snowing out. So yeah, Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. All that good stuff. So I just realized it actually runs in my family, the whole service, because my grandfather was in the war, and then my dad was in the service as well. So yeah, Happy Veterans Day. So before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If they resonate with you and gives you clarity, then great. If it does not, then don't force it to be a story. Actually, I need Kipper. That's what I keep seeing. So I gotta get Kipper. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Kipper, and then we'll see what happens. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I had to do a lot of stuff. My coffee is like lukewarm. Alright, I'm gonna start off with Kipper. I'll get a couple cards, and then I'll move on. And then I'll move on from there. And then we'll close out the reading. So I have a video that I posted last night. It's one of my building videos. I just built a Game Boy Lego, so go check it out. It's like 20 minutes. But I do think that my editing skills are progressing, which is good. So yeah, go check it out, support me, and thank you. That's what I was hearing. I was like, that can't be. But I kept tuning it out. I'm hearing like a dog barking in the distance. Journey reverse. Okay. I feel like that has something to tie into with like the winter. I feel like it's like lack of movement, something that's kind of like slowing down, something that's kind of like coming to an end as well. Journey reverse. I don't know if this is for you or this is for, let's say someone was like throwing magic at you consistently, deliberately, religiously. Like this is something that they lived and breathed day in and day out, just bombarding you and attacking you and whatever the case it is, right? But I feel like something's happening with that. Like it's slowing down, it's stopping. There's like a lack of movement with their magic, with their emotions, their momentum, their actions. And I feel like if someone has been doing this to you deliberately, consistently, I feel like it's affecting them on a larger scale. Like it's affecting their forward movement, it's affecting their finances, it's affecting their ability to have change, to move, to go somewhere, to travel. I feel like it's affecting whomever this individual is. It's kind of giving like what they wanted for you is happening to them. It's giving a little bit of that. But I do feel this is kind of like something is slowing down. I also feel like when the winter hits, everything is getting slower, quieter, colder, darker. It's more sleepier. Okay? That's kind of like how winter usually feels for me. But I feel like this is happening to an individual or individuals. It's like with their energy, their magic, their attempts. It's like, I mean, yes, it's winter. It's snowing right now, right? But I feel like the season is like, I don't want to say increasing that, but it's like influencing that, right? Influencing that is having a greater effect on it. And these individuals, these people, there's also like seasonal depression. That's a thing. I never really understood that. All right, but I feel like this people get really worried and scared when the winter hits because of like the whole seasonal depression. Everything is darker. Everything gets slower. Everything is colder. Everything is quieter. I don't know why, but that really be freaking people out, especially people who like suffer from seasonal depression, or like they thrive when like the sun is out because that's the only way they can feel warm, or like community closeness, out and about energy, things like that. So, but winter is kind of like a time where you're forced to slow down, isolate, kind of keep to yourself. And there are some people that they cannot, oh my gosh, they can't stand that. They don't, the winter is just like, they view the winter as an enemy. So I feel like the winter is just going to keep being the winter. And it's just, I feel like the winter is really influencing this energy. It's like these people's greatest fears are now their reality. And there's nothing they can do about that. They can't change. They can't stop the seasons. They can't change the seasons. They can't. Only thing you could do is move out of, I don't know, the winter season areas. The snow areas, right? But even then, there's other things that end up happening. Like they always have like, what is it, like forest fires and things like that, tsunamis. There's always something else, right? Anyways, so that's what I'm getting from Journey in Reverse. Okay? So this could be a masculine. This could be two masculines and a feminine. It's really coming off as like whatever they wanted for you, it's now being like their reality in this upcoming winter season. Like it's really, I don't know, like the winter season is about to show out. Like the season, like you know how people be like, oh, go ahead girl, show out. Like, you know how people be showing out, like they're stepping out, right? And they're showing out like after they've been isolated or hibernating for a very long time. I feel like this winter season, the winter season is really gonna be showing out this year. I don't know why, but I feel like the season itself, like nature is really about to do something this winter. Like, let me show you what I can do real quick. Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, we got Great Fortune upright. That kind of stayed put in its place. Great Fortune upright. So we got adjudication that fell on top of Journey reverse. So it seems as though someone's about to get some sort of judgment or hearing or whatever the case it is. It's going to limit their progression further. It's going to limit their movement. It's going to... Now, this could be the whole, if we want to really, I'm going to give you a couple examples of what this could be. Now, this could be the winter, right? Kind of like being the winter, snowstorms, blizzards, blah, blah, blah. And because of that, people can't really travel. right? And those really, really winter blizzard storms, or because or sometimes like the snow is too high and too thick and you can't really shovel it or move it out of the way, so you're kind of stuck in your home, or your car is stuck, or whatever the case it is. All right, but I feel like the winter season is definitely amplifying this energy. Now there could be someone that's going to jail, someone that's getting caught up, someone that's going to get arrested, whatever the case it is. So that's going to happen in the physical. And I also feel like the winter is really going to amplify it. So not only are you in jail, but you can't move, and there's a blizzard outside, so you're kind of like blocked from every exit kind of energy. All right, so there's a judgment that's being held upon this individual, these individuals. All right, these other two cards that came out is thoughts and occupation. So I feel like this is happening separately. Over here we have thoughts and occupation. So there could be another masculine energy that's really thinking about you, feminine, or you're this masculine and you're thinking about a feminine energy who's like really working hard, not really paying attention. There's a couple of different things going on. There are people over here that are being blocked, or there's like an energy that's being blocked and stopped, arrested, going to jail, straight to jail, straight to jail. Overcooked chicken, straight to jail. Undercooked chicken, straight to jail. So whoever this energy is, their judgment is like, no, you can't go no further. You cannot cut past go. You can't collect $200. That's happening. That's happening. I don't know who that is. I don't know. But that's like on the outskirts of your immediate energy. Okay? That would be like an old friend is getting arrested, and then you're all the way over there, over yonder, just busy doing your work, doing whatever. Okay? I feel like whatever is happening over here with the whoever's like getting stopped and blocked and arrested and all that stuff, you have no idea what that is. You have no idea what's going on. You have no idea who that is. To be honest, you don't really care. That's not something you care about. But it's happening. All right, so you're aware that, I don't know, is happening. But the details of it, it's not something you're concerned about, right? You could see something posted on social media about someone getting arrested, right? But the details of it, or like the block of text, you're not going to read all that. It's just like, oh, wow, they got arrested. All right, anyway, scroll. Right, something like that. Because it's not your concern. It's not what you're focused on. So we have thoughts and then occupation. So there could be, I do feel like there's a masculine that's really thinking about a feminine energy, right? And I don't want to say you're oblivious to this, but you're not really paying attention so you're not paying attention to the people that are getting arrested. You're not really paying attention to this masculine that's thinking about you, because you're doing things. You got shit to do. You're busy, right? It's like run me my money kind of energy. It's like if it's not about what I'm physically doing right now with my hands, then I don't really want to pay attention to it. All right, and then we have this great fortune energy over here, and on the bottom of the deck we have courtship upright. All right, so someone could be thinking about a courtship with you. It could be this masculine that's thinking about this feminine. He's thinking about her. It could be romantic feelings. He wants to court her. He wants to be with her. Blah 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 blah. Whether or not this feminine is oblivious to it, it's not really her main concern at the moment. It's kind of like, oh, you like me? Okay, that's cool. And then you're just back to like sewing or whatever, okay? It's not like an insult. It's not meant to be an insult. It's just like, you're telling me you like me. Are you going to do something about it? Or like, thanks for telling me, but I'm going to get back to work now, right? It's just the energy that this feminine is in. And it's not bad. It's just like, you know, that's great and all, but unless you're gonna like take action, then I kind of gotta get to work. But I do feel like this masculine is thinking of a way how to take action towards this feminine, and I think the reason why, I feel like there's like some kind of like this masculine, it feels like a little cautious. It's kind of like, how do I approach this feminine? Like, how do I make this feminine look up and present to them this offer of courtship? It's like that. All right, so. I mean, it's kind of cute. Also, we have great fortune. I feel like that's kind of like hanging over your head, right? That's that's just like your calling. You're just meant to have great fortune. You got all these ideas. Look at this light bulb right next to our head. You got all these ideas, and you're just like focused on how do I execute all these things, because so whoever this feminine is, she's got great potential for great fortune. So that's kind of something that she's only really focused on. So if this masculine is like blah 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 blah, confessing his feelings, I feel like this feminine is gonna be like, oh wow, okay, cool, great, thanks, whatever. But now it's gonna be like, I'm not gonna stop working though, okay? And I think that kind of throws off, or is gonna throw off this masculine, because now this masculine is gonna be like, dang, so how do I get them to look up? How do I approach them with a courtship offer? They already know, right? Now how do I breathe without you? Alright, so whoever this masculine is, they really want, I don't think they're trying to pull you away from whatever it is that you're doing, because they know you're doing something, right? Whatever you're doing, it's heading towards great fortune, because you got this light bulb next to you, right? But I feel like there's a masculine that's just trying to figure out how to like approach you with this courtship offer, because it's kind of like they don't want to pull you away from what you're doing. Not that they can, right? But they want to respect that, but they don't want to just, I don't know, I feel like they also they want you to know. They want you to know how it's not just them liking you or whatever. It's like them, they actually want to pursue a courtship with you. But I feel like now it's now that's personal to them, because I feel like, I don't know if it's like insecurity or a lack of confidence, but I feel like they're just trying to figure out how to like approach you with this, so you take it serious enough to where you look up and actually look at it. Because right now it's kind of like, you ever talk to someone who's really busy, right? They're working, or they're typing, or they're cooking, whatever, and you kind of have a conversation, they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, right? It's kind of like that. So this man could feel like you're brushing him off because you're not really taking something serious. So they're now just like, how do I get them to take this serious? How do I get them to look up? How do I get them to acknowledge that this is what they want, right? But they're erring on the side of caution, because they don't want you to take it the wrong way, to make it seem like they're trying to pull you away, they're trying to distract you, because not that it's gonna work, but they also want to be like, I support you in your endeavors, all right? But I also want to be with you. So it's like that, all right? That's what's going on. This no is coming down heavy. It's really coming down heavier now. Before, when I started the reading, it was like light little, snowflakes. Now it's really. I'm actually very excited, because I have these cute furry boots that I got for my birthday, and I'm super excited because now I can wear them. I can really pop out in my boots. I'm excited. Any excuse for me to layer up, I love it. All right, so that's that. Very interesting. And it's so funny, because I feel like this is happening in your immediate energy, and then over yonder, you got like a couple or a person that's getting arrested or getting caught up, or they're being judged right now. So it's kind of like, as this individual or individuals are being judged, right? You're working as they're being judged. Okay, so those two things are happening at the same exact time. The more you work and follow your calling and blah blah blah, whatever the case it is, the more their sentence or their charges, or I don't know, like it's, how do I explain that? It's, I don't know, the trial goes on, or the longer, I don't know, like they're on the stand, and whatever is coming out their mouth, like the judge or the prosecutor or the jury, they're not really, it's just a bunch of BS and hoopla. Okay, and it's like, you guys, I'm getting like a conversation where it's kind of like, someone is saying like, you guys are saying this about the collective, but you guys are the one that's here, and the collective is still doing whatever the collective is doing out there. You guys are the one that's blocked and stopped, and you know, stuck and stagnant, right? And the collector is not the one that's being judged with negative consequences. I feel like there's something going on like that. So that's happening over yonder, I don't know where. And then that's like not exactly in your immediate energy, but I feel like the reason why it's coming up is because you must know these people or this person. There's some sort of connection, maybe in the past, or you knew of them, or acquaintances, family members, friends, exes, neighbors, whatever the case it is. But the reason why it's coming up is because these are people that you know. All right, maybe you haven't spoken to them in years or seen them in years, whatever the case it is, but it's coming up because these are people that know you, and you know them or you know of them. That's why. All right, so they're stuck and stagnant. They're being judged. Whatever the case it is. Now, in your immediate energy, there's a masculine really thinking about how to approach this feminine, right? And it's kind of also, I feel like that's respectable because he's kind of like, I don't want to waste her time, because obviously she knows her time is valuable. She's working, she's busy, she's got things to do. She knows her time is valuable. So he doesn't want to waste this woman's time with like something pointless. Like if he's going to talk to her, he knows he's going to have to make every second count. And it has to be just enough for her to like really realize what he's saying and take it into consideration or take it seriously, whatever the case it is, right? It's kind of like time is money, money is time kind of energy. So you got 2 minutes, so make it count. Right? It's not as cold as that, but I feel like this masculine is really trying to be considerate of this feminine's time. Alright? So, which is admirable. I like it. Oof. 111 intuition. I've also been seeing a lot of 1111 a lot lately. Trust your gut and listen to your heart. I gotta rewrite that. So yeah, trust your gut, listen to your intuition. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. I put a little heart there. And some lines. Ooh, we just upgraded. Look at that. This card just got an upgrade. Yes? So your intuition could have spiked in clarity. Okay. Yes? I feel like that goes in the middle, but more towards the light bulb. So I feel like whatever this light bulb is that's next to her head, it absolutely is going to lead to great fortune, because it's kind of like it does feel like it's connected. Look, you see the light bulb and it's just flowing right to great fortune. So whatever ideas this woman has, for some of you, you could be the masculine with the ideas, and there's a woman that's trying to not overstep their boundaries, not trying to distract you, because they know that you're doing something, you're working on something, and they don't want to, like, you know, get in the way of that, but they also want you to know, right? So for some of you, just flip it how it is. But whoever this person is, this woman that's working, she knows how to execute these ideas of hers, and she's doing it. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, trust your gut and listen to your heart. Obviously you're doing that. I also feel like this masculine is doing that. They're trying to just like let the divine guide them on when is the most opportune moment, that window, you know. It's kind of like they're waiting for God to be like, okay, now. Go now. Alright. So I think that's kind of funny. I feel like it's officially soup season. I feel like it was soup season like after Halloween, or like maybe a couple days before Halloween, but it's officially soup season. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully that's like the last distraction. Okay. Childhood traumas. Your brother on the bottom of the deck. So this could be part of the person or the people that's getting stopped, blocked, imprisoned, in jail. I feel like there was a brother. If this is not a blood brother, this is like a brother that you grew up with, or like kind of like a brother from another mother kind of thing, or a close friend. For some of you, this could be a blood brother. I feel like there was a sibling involved in trying to... Yes, my love! There's a lot of distractions right now, because I know exactly what I'm about to say. There is a sibling, either yours or someone else, that was involved in trying to get you stuck and blocked and imprisoned. Now this could not, for some of you this might not even be physical, but the repercussions for them is actually more 3D. Obviously it happens in the spiritual first sphere, so something has already happened to them emotionally, mentally, spiritually, okay? And that's out. It's having a more effect on their physical realm, reality, right? And on top of that, it's going to be winter. Okay, so they're going to be blocked from all exits. Now, what I think is going on, or what was happening, was there was a sibling. Now, in this card, there's two people. So there could have been a brother and a sister, or a brother and his wife, or a wife and, or your sister and her husband. I don't know. Okay, but it's two peoples, and one of them is a brother, a sibling, or someone you consider a sibling. What I think that was going on was, I think these people were trying to get you stuck, stagnant, blocked, and trapped by weaponizing your childhood traumas and using that as a weapon against you to keep you stuck and blocked. I think that's what was happening. And it's crazy because I think in the beginning of the reading I was talking about how as you keep on going and progressing, it's really showing like their reality. It's something that they were saying about you, like if you really were stuck and stagnant, then how come you're still working? How come you're still doing this? How come you're still able to listen to your intuition and follow your heart, and you're still able to go towards this great fortune? This great fortune is in your path. There's nothing blocking you. You've got a straight line. There's nothing blocking your path to this great fortune. But I do feel like this brother and his wife, or this brother and his girlfriend, or your sister and her husband, or your sister and her boyfriend, but there's a sibling involved. They were really trying to weaponize your childhood traumas to get you blocked, so that way you wouldn't have a direct access or a direct route to this great fortune that was hanging above your head. Like you had a calling above your head. The calling above your head was great fortune. All right? That's what's going on. That's why these people are being stopped and blocked and stagnant, and there's always one thing after another, and always this and always that and always something. There's always something with this energy over here, and that's part of their judgment, right? Because they try to put that energy onto you. Always something, so you can't listen to your intuition, or your heart is being betrayed, or you're doing this, or you can't work, or whatever the case it is, just so you will have a direct access route to this great fortune. Okay? So, hold on. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, so I feel like as you continue to progress and move forward, we have Sagittarius on the bottom of the deck. As you progress and continue to move, well, it's actually the top of the deck, but their stagnation, their inability to move forward or progress, or their inability to do whatever they were doing. And I feel like it's a result because of they were constantly, consistently, deliberately, every day, every night, 24 hours of the day, whatever, doing this magic to get you blocked, stopped, stagnant. I also feel like they were kind of doing this to kind of like get you to give up a dream or a goal or a calling that you had over you. Like you would give it up and they would be right there to snatch it. So it's kind of like, oh, you don't want this golden spatula? I'll take it. Right? But that was never the case. But they wanted it to be this. So it's a little bit of a destiny swapping as well, alright? But we're not going to get too much into that. But yeah, they were definitely trying to weaponize your whatever childhood traumas you had. They were trying to like amplify that and poke and prod that, and you know, constantly make you relive or rethink or be in that energy of when these traumas happened, or when you experienced, and you would never leave that emotional state or that mental state or that spiritual state or that financial state or that physical, you know, you would stay stuck and stagnant in this energy of the childhood traumas that you experienced. And I feel like it was a big whirlwind of change when you're like, I don't want to cry anymore, I want to heal. And now this judge is looking at this couple like, are you guys kidding me right now? More with this BS? What more could you possibly say? Let me hear another BS. Right? I feel like this judge or this person of in power or whatever, they're like over it. They're just like, oh my god. It's kind of like, judge, you have this couple out here again, and the judge is like, oh, all right, send them in. And the judge is like, all right, what is it today? What accusations do you have against the collective today? Let me hear it. So it's like that. All right, so I feel like trust your gut and listen to your heart. By doing that, you were able to overcome and heal these childhood traumas that were meant to be a block to prevent you from having a direct route to this great fortune. You did something. I don't know. It's like you're sick. You know you're sick. And you have to go to the doctors. And it's like the magic that this couple was doing, they were like, don't go to the doctors. You don't need to go to doctors. You don't need to go to doctors. You don't need to go to doctors. And it's just like, and you know there's a medicine that only the doctor can prescribe that you need to get better. And then you'll be better. Perfectly 100% fine. That's all you need to do. But this couple's like, don't go to the doctors. Don't go to the doctor. You don't need to. You don't need to. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. And it's one day you're like, you know what? I'm going to go to the doctors. And that could have just been it. You got the right medicine, the right tonic, the right antidote, the right antibiotics, the right recipe. I don't know what it was, but it worked. All right, so you're fine. You're good. That's it. So yeah. I feel like this judge is like, you're saying the collective is suffering from childhood traumas, your childhood wounds, but from what we're seeing, and that's because the judge is not seeing this by themselves. Right? You've got lawyers, you've got juries, you've got secretaries, you've got assistants, you've got DEAs, you got a bunch of shit. This judge is like, from what we've been seeing, this is what the collective is doing. Well, they're working. So, are you sure you're telling us about... You sure you're pointing out the right person? You sure you got the right person in mind? You sure you're talking about the right person? Because from what we see, the collective is... They're fine. They're not blocked. They're not stopped. They're not... They're good. They just had an upgrade in their intuition as well. Look at that, right? So that's what's going on over there. Over yonder. Okay? So, and then in your more immediate energy, you have someone thinking about you. Now, you could have a feminine thinking about you, or for others of you, it's a masculine thinking about you. So you'll have to take it how it resonates. Ah! Dang. Jesus Christ. We got 4 cards that came out. We got Family Secrets came out. So yeah, you have family members that were definitely involved in trying to weaponize your childhood traumas or whatever pain or suffering or ailments, whatever. They were trying to weaponize that, right? Trying to get you to utilize that as a blockage and be like, you know what? It's impossible. It'll never happen. I might as well just, you know what? Just forget it. But you never did that, all right? So family secret. So this is family secret. So one of them could be a brother of yours. Okay, this is definitely something that they were doing. My mother/sister made me do it. So it could be a brother, a mother, and a sister involved. All right. And in this card, there's a main man that's trying to hitch a ride on the train. And then there's, what did I say, 2 masculines and a feminine? So for some of you, it could be 2 feminines and a masculine. Take it how it resonates. But there's a man right there. There's a man right there. And back here, there's a man and a woman watching a man trying to get on the train. Alright. And over here, there is a judge looking at this man and this woman. Alright. So for some of you, it could be a brother and a sister, or a mother and a brother, or a mother and a sister. But definitely one of them is a masculine, one of them is a brother. So I feel like the masculine, actually, the brother, is blaming something on a mother figure. So it could be a brother and a sister. I feel like the masculine wants to blame something like, I only did that because she said, I only did that because I only did that because, it's like that. I feel like this masculine is trying to push something off on a feminine. Now, I feel like because it says my mother/sister made me do it, this sister could be a mother figure. Okay? So this could be like something that this couple, these 2 people, this brother, this sister, they were like really, this is like a secret because of how vile it is. Attacking your sacral chakra, yeah. This is about your great fortune. And then it says, try to keep living in their lies. So this could be a brother and a sister, 2 people that wanted to weaponize your pain to get you to block yourself. This was like a secret plan of theirs that they wanted to do this so that way they can like eventually like, well, if you're not going to live in that destiny of yours, we'll take it, right? But I feel like in order for them to like make it seem like there was never a switch or a swap, right? They had to like already live out an illusion that they were already wealthy, they were already having forward movement, they were already blessed, they already had a calling. They had to make it seem like something was already theirs from the very beginning. So when the time came for you to drop it and they would pick it back up, anybody would be like, oh yeah, that's always been their energy. Alright? Try to keep living in their lives. So I feel like they knew you had this great fortune. And they wanted to make it seem like they had this great fortune. But it was just an illusion. They needed to stop you and block you and weaponize your pain and get you to block and stop yourself. Just enough to where if you were to unalive yourself or you happened to be unalive, your energy, that calling is for the taken. Right? And then next thing you know, you, hypothetically speaking, God forbid, you would have a funeral in your name. But then, you know, it's like, oh, my condolences, thank you. But in the inside, they're like, yes, now we get to walk in their destiny. Yeah. We have attacking your sacral chakra. Hold on. Okay, so, yeah. And I feel like this judge is kind of like had it with them because this judge is like, we already know you guys are lying. I don't know why you're coming to me with these lies when we know you're lying. We've looked into it on our end. But it's like, I don't think they realized or they knew that they were already caught in their lies. So I feel like this judge is like, it's kind of like that energy where you know someone's lying to you, but you don't tell them that. You just let them lie to see how far they're willing to go with their lies. I feel like this judge is like, you lying SOBs. Okay? So yeah, attacking your sacral chakra, over here. When your sacral chakra is blocked, you're guilty. You have a lot of allergies, eating disorders, sexual issues, and you're irresponsible. I feel like they were trying to... You see, the thing is with people with trauma... Now, I'm not like licensed or anything. This is just from what I've seen, experienced, and read, and witnessed, and blah, 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 blah. People with trauma tend to get locked in like a specific state, right? And because they can't deal with the pain or haven't acknowledged the pain or 4004, whatever the case it is, they kind of like aren't really thinking about the best for themselves and their future, because whatever they experienced in that moment, it's kind of like they can't see a future. It's all dark, it's all gloomy, it's all why even bother kind of energy, right? So I feel like they really wanted to utilize that energy against you, which is vile. It's very wicked, right? And it's like, with this guilty energy, I feel like they wanted you to feel guilty, because it's kind of like you must have done something to experience that trauma. You must have done something to I don't know, have that person look at you, or you must have done something to, I don't know, it's like you would feel guilty, like you deserved it, or like, you know, you must have done something in the eyes of God. This is like a deserved punishment, which is crazy. I know, it's crazy. It's really, it's like survival's guilt, or whatever the case it is. But like, not really, because you're not supposed to stay in that negative energy forever, right? Anyways, I'm not gonna get too much in. Anyway, so whatever. So when your sacral chakra is open, so you got the base, root, and sacral. And it's funny because I have these cards right in the middle. So your sacral is where you can like really manifest. It's where it's like right in your womb area. As a woman, it's where your womb is. So you can create, you can manifest, you can like pull from the ethers and bring it into the physical. All right. So when your sacral chakra is open, you could experience joy. You're very fertile. You can experience pleasure, right? Healthy sex life. You can be patient. You understand the importance of patience, which is why whatever she's sewing, she knows that this is going to take time. If it's like a dress, she's going to take her time sewing that dress, right? Because when that dress is finished, you know, that dress is going to be like a beautiful dress, and then, you know, people are going to want to buy that dress, and that dress is going to lead to great fortune, right? Whatever it is, you understand that it takes time. And it says creative, right? That's the last part. They didn't want you to be creative because they knew that whatever you're going to create is going to bring you great fortune. Because you can do that. You have the ability to create. You have something inside of you that you can utilize into great fortune. Like a musician, right? A person that has a great vocal cord, right? They that's something within them that can't be taken away from them. They can use what they naturally have within them to create money, finances, right? Or a painter, that's something within them, right? Or an author, that's something within them. Or someone who's like really good with numbers, that's something within them. It's something within inside of you, a natural gift that you have. And these things take time, right? You gotta perfect that song before you can release it, right? And then it's like, you know, you're making millions off of that one track, right? Or with this, like if you're like a clothing designer, you know it takes time. You gotta design the dress, sketch it out, design it, get the colors, get the fabrics, right? And then 9 out of 10 times, sometimes, right, the first one is like a rough draft, so you gotta scrap the dress and try again and do it again, right? You ever see Project Runway? Okay, things like that take time, right? But those are things that come from within that you gotta perfect. And those, you know, will guarantee you great fortune. So these are people over here, they don't have that. They don't have something within them that will produce great fortune. And it's crazy because they wanted your great fortune, but it's like, do you have a skill or a gift? You have to start out with a skill or a gift in order to have the same great fortune or calling that this person has. You don't even have that. So how are you going to get that great fortune of theirs? How are you going to get their destiny? It's kind of like this person, like you're a singer, all right? Hypothetically speaking. And these people, they're not singers. They just want the money, right? They're going to unalive you or do something or steal your destiny. The great fortune is tied to those vocal cords, and you can't sing a tune or a note to save your life. So you just unalive that person for what? It's something within inside of you that cannot be taken away, that cannot be, well, you know, it's so funny because when I was younger, my sister and I, would do this thing where she would have like a certain bag of chips, and I would have a certain bag of chips, and then she would be like, I'll give you one of mine if you give me one of yours. And I'd be like, okay, right? So that way we can both have one of each other's flavors. But this is not, you can't do that with things like this. You can't be like, you know, I really feel like it's like, I'll give you my lack of talent if you give me your talent. And you were like, no. And it's like, well, you're not using it right now. Yeah, because I got to heal from shit. I got things to heal from. I just experienced some traumas, like, not that long ago. I got to heal. Let me heal. And then I'm going to get back into this gift, this skill. Well, you're not using it. So I feel like when you were not using whatever it is that you were not using, you've got this energy over here that was like, well, let's make sure that they never use it. Let's make sure they never use it. And it didn't work. I feel like it's so funny because it's like, well, it's because I'm not eating. It's like, if you're not going to eat that, can I eat it? No, I'm not hungry right now, but I'm going to eat it later. I'm not using my skill now, but I'm going to use it later. Like, relax. And I think that's the funniest way to put it. I think that's the funniest way to put it. I think that's exactly what it is. Well, let's make sure they never eat it. Let's make sure they never use it. So that's what's going on over yonder, okay? I do like, though, how this reading is not really touching on this masculine over here. There's a reason why, but anyways, I'll get one more and then I'll move on to tarot. Word magic, yeah. So these people could have been bullying you, or they used, we got the letter P, somebody's first, last, middle, initial name of a word or a game. They could have been playing games. Stop playing games with your heart. They could have been playing games with word magic. So these are people that are like really wicked with their mouth, wicked tongue kind of energy, lying, gaslighting, manipulating, playing mind games, trying to guilt you into doing things or feeling things or seeing things or hearing things or whatever the case it is, and just playing a lot of games with words, all right? So, and I feel like everyone's had enough. They're like, okay, what BS do you have for us today? What BS? What new lie have you come up with today about the collective? What new plan have you come up with to block the collective unjustly? And I feel like it's a lot of it. Well, they're not using it right now, so why can't we use it? Right? It's like, well, you're not eating that slice of what? You're not eating that burger right now, so why can't I eat it? It's like, can you like stop eyeing my food? Can you stop eyeing what I have? Like, well, you're not driving your car right now, so why can't I take it to work? What? Or you could just get your own burger, get your own skills, get your own talent, get your own car. Why are you so focused on what I'm not doing with what I have in this moment? Don't worry about it. And I feel like that's what they kind of revolved their entire case about. Well, they're not using it right now, so why can't we use it? It's like, they're not using their great fortune right now, so why can't we take it? They wanted to tap into something that... Anyways. I'm going to get... Honestly, I'm going to get like 4 of these. And then I'm going to close the reading. Five of Wands on the fence. Yeah, I feel like you're at peace. You're maintaining your peace. You're really focused on your peace. If it's not about your peace and about your work, you're not really looking up. You're not really trying to, sure. Yep. Yeah. It's like that. Right? And that's not a bad energy to be in. Right? Just, I feel like for right now, this is your energy that you're in. Right? And that's okay. Because not it's just not forever, okay? But I do feel like that's why this masculine is like, I feel like they're trying to be considerate, right? They're trying to be considerate because they see you working and you're at peace and they don't want to bother you, they don't want to distract you, they don't want to interrupt, but at the same time they're like, how do I, right? How do I breathe without you? That's funny. We have the Fool on the fence. I feel like this magic was supposed to like get you like to question, like, should I just give it up? Should I just stop? Should I just... You were not supposed, in their mind, you were not supposed to like see a new beginning after experiencing some sort of traumatic event. You were not supposed to. You were supposed to just, well, why bother? You know, it's just, life is dark and gloomy. I just give up kind of energy. Why bother? Very Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. But it's funny because even Eeyore was still going to like the parties and still being social and still, you know, being active and all that stuff. So I feel like they, with the Fool on the fence, I feel like this magic was supposed to get you to just, you know, after this traumatic event, there's no life after that. There's nothing else to live for. They really wanted to get you to stop. That was the whole purpose of this. 8 of Wands on the fence. I don't... You have blocked communication from these people because you know what they were doing. You know what they were trying to do. I also feel like the Divine is deliberately blocking these people because it's like, why... You guys want to be around the collective after you've been trying to deliberately block them and stop them from having access to this great fortune. A direct line. This is like a direct line to great fortune. You have a direct line to great fortune, and they wanted you to not go down that path. They didn't want you to take that leap. They want you to be like, okay, you experienced this trauma, we're going to keep you in that dark energy. Doom and gloom forever after that. And I feel like you were like, you know what, how about no? And now these people are blocked from your energy. They can't communicate with you. You have no intentions of communicating with them. They can't interfere with your intuition. They can't interfere with your creative endeavors, your joy, your lifestyle, blah, 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 blah. They can't interfere. And that's how it should be. That's part of the peace that you're maintaining. Right? And I feel like there's a masculine that's really that he can sense how serious you are about your peace. He doesn't want to mess with that. He's like, I have no intentions on disrespecting your peace. But man, if I could just tell you how I feel. It's kind of like that. King of Cups reverse. Not the King of Cups reverse that came out. On the bottom of the deck we have Death. So there could have been a Scorpio masculine that was involved in this word magic, trying to get you to be stuck in a certain flight or fight energy, but where you don't want to fight anymore. You just always want to no. So yeah, could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio masculine, heavy on the Scorpio energy. But I feel like they could have had a heavy hand in, I don't know, just this energy, making sure that you wouldn't follow suit on this direct line of great fortune that was already granted to you. I feel like with the whole your brother, it could be like, you know how like in church they'd be like, oh, welcome my sister, welcome my brother. So this could have been someone who's like in a congregation, or they follow a religious practice, or they could be like in a cult or a coven, or just someone that you grew up with. But I feel like they were not expecting, with this Death card right here, they were not expecting such a transformation, such a profound transformation with you taking place. They were not expecting that. They were for sure, I don't know, it's like they put all their eggs in a basket and like, yeah, they're never gonna see the light of day. They're never gonna take a leap of faith. They're never gonna, this is it. They're stuck in this energy, right? They're never gonna heal. They were like for sure about this, and you were like, I want to heal. I'm gonna go to the doctors. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You just changed your lifestyle because it says healthy life. You did something and it just changed everything dramatically. And there's nothing stopping you from this direct line to great fortune. So, amen to that. Congratulations. Bye.